When we last left off, we were being visited by a traitor.
A stranger pushing a rusty wheelbarrow filled with all kinds of goods stopped by today. He claims he's a trader looking to barter for items he requires. He'd give us water for any of these in exchange. But I'm gonna say no.
And now, back to the action.
Go on your way, crazy little man, I think. I think Dolores is gone. That's okay. We don't need her. We don't need Dolores. He refused to trade. Hopefully we made the right choice, but the trader was not too happy about this. Timmy is quite sickly. Timmy is no longer hungry. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Ted is no longer hungry. Mary Jane is no longer thirsty. Mary Jane is no longer hungry. Good, good. We received a mysterious note today politely requesting that we share some supplies with other survivors. We have no idea who it might be from, but whoever wrote this also includes a few words of encouragement, saying that we will be in some way rewarded for our generosity. Should we help? Or should we do it? Yeah, let's do it. Oh, is she back? She is. She's still crazy, and now she's sick. And she brought a gas mask. That's actually... And a radio! We arrived at the location and met the people who sent the letter. Twin siblings, a brother and a sister. They were taking care of a group of survivors, mostly children, elderly and injured people who can't scavenge themselves. They told us that they're searching the town for any and all good and decent people in hopes of maybe uniting their strength and making everybody feel safer and cared for. They thanked us and promised to stay in touch. How nice. -1 soup can. We were glad to see Dolores came back safely from the wasteland. The sweet, sweet prospect of government aid. Hey, we're no commies, but centrally planned help during the apocalypse is something we're really looking forward to. Our expedition exited the shelter right before the airdrop started falling out of the sky. One of the food drops broke in mid-air and now is raining soup. Lucky for us, a few cans survived the fall. Some crates were filled with very weird stuff. Why did they drop a crate full of rubber ducks? At least one of the smaller crates had a few water bottles in it. Haha. We forced one of the boxes open and found an impressive collection of stinky cheese and a gas mask. We discovered that eating with a gas mask on your face is not ideal, and since we value our lives and our noses, we decided to take the mask and leave the cheese behind. Our neighbors from the other shelter gave us a radio. They said they found it in one of the drops crates, but they already had a working radio. Awesome, and no axe. We returned from the expedition, but our axe didn't make it. Our little trip to the surface might have been spotted and followed. We should be more careful next time. We window shopped nearby for a vehicle that wasn't completely burnt out. Unfortunately, we found nothing of value. Maybe further expeditions will be more lucky. Dolores is very unpredictable. Sometimes we're a bit afraid of her. Dolores would really love to eat something, is really tired, and came down with sickness. Timmy needs an extra blanket. He's shivering all the time. Timmy should eat something. Ted is fine. It's impressive how well Mary Jane is handling the situation. She looks fine today. Okay, you can eat and drink, and the rest of you will wait till the next days. Speaking of waiting, we are not going to send everybody out yet, or anybody out yet. Time to listen to the radio chatter. Maybe we will pick up on some useful shred of information on how to get out of this mess. I have no idea what ending I'm going to be getting, but I think I'm getting close. Day 23. We were able to tune in and get rid of just enough static to listen to a very energetic and lively speaker. He seems well informed and mentioned a few helpful tips that would make it easier for us to survive the next expedition. Dolores would really love to eat something. We haven't done anything about Dolores' sickness. Dolores isn't doing very well. Her sanity is very questionable. Dolores complains she still can't get a good night's sleep around here. Timmy should eat something. Timmy's looking very pale. That's not good. Some water for Timmy. Ted needs water. Mary Jane needs water. Tomorrow. Not sending anybody out. Radio. If there's anyone who can rescue us from the hellish situation, it's our government. You can badmouth them all you want, but that probably means you're either a naysayer or a commie. We're good citizens. We've been paying our taxes regularly, so we're sure Uncle Sam is coming to get us. Well, except that one time when we... Never mind. The government people are coming, and we should keep our ears and eyes open for any signs from them. Day 24. Oh my, look at that floof now. Good news, everyone! Good news, everyone! The government made a radio broadcast about extracting survivors from our area. The announcer asked everyone listening to wait a while longer and expect further communication in a few days. We'll be out of here soon. Dolores would love to eat something. Dolores' health has not improved. Dolores still isn't in full control of her mind. We're not sure what monsters are inhabiting it, but we wish they would just go away. Dolores complains that she's not getting a... Yeah. Timmy should eat something. His sickness isn't doing well, and he needs water. Water. And I guess Mary Jane needs some food and water and is now fatigued herself. But guess what? Everyone gets water. You get a water. You get a water. Or you get a water. You get a water. You get a water. Everybody gets a water. Mary Jane insists she doesn't feel complete without her musical instrument. If she hit it well, maybe her tuba is still safe somewhere in the ruins of our house. A reminder of her hobbies and what life used to be might cheer her up a bit and make this situation easier for her. Should we let her out for a quick look around the house? Sure, why not? Better come back, though, because you're going to eat food tomorrow since it's the 25th. Man, she didn't come back. Mary Jane got very excited when we agreed to let her look for her tuba. She said if she can't find the instrument, she'll settle for anything else she can find, like some sheet music. We sure hope the tuba didn't make it. So my little thing earlier of, you should quit playing that doesn't sound good anymore. We're pretty sure we prefer radio static or even the sweet sound of silence. Mary Jane went out. Let's hope she hurries back soon. Dolores would really love to eat something. We don't have anything about Dolores' sickness. Dolores isn't doing very well. Her sanity is questionable. Dolores complains about not getting a good night's sleep. Timmy should eat something. Needs extra blankets. No longer thirsty. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Soup for everybody now. Except for Mary Jane, but hopefully she comes back. A sleazy-looking trader carrying an equally scruffy bag on his shoulder paid us a visit. He offered us a simple one-time deal. For just one can of soup, we can get the bag and all of its content. We can't see what's inside, and the trader gives us angry glances every time we take a step towards the mysterious bag. Should we make a deal? I've heard that this will give us cats, but you know what? I don't care. I'm taking it. Hi, kitty kitty! There's the kitty. Hi, kitty. As soon as the door closed behind the trader, The bag started to violently shake, emitting screeching hellish sounds. Terrified, we backed up against the wall when the beast finally escaped. It turned out to be just an angry house cat. The feline gave us a menacing look and promptly sat down in the corner to clean itself. Its collar says Sharkov? Is that its name? Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning to the shelter from the surface. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We really need to find her something to drink fast. Mary Jane's diet could use a little food. Dolores has not eaten for a while. I just fed you yesterday. Dolores is still quite ill. Dolores is sane again. Hey, that's good. And Dolores has rested. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy is looking very pale. That's not good. Ted isn't hungry anymore. Okay, Mary Jane's going to get some food because she missed out on food day. And you know what? Since everybody seems to be hungry, how about I send Dolores out for well, let's just set that up and whatever happens, happens. Wouldn't you know it, our dear Mary Jane keeps a diary. For some reason, she has hid it in the scout book we keep in our shelter. We have no doubt what needs to be done right now. Each of us must be assigned a role, and the diary must be read aloud. Right? Yes! Day 27. We managed to read the first sentence. Then there was darkness and pain. Lots of pain. The diary is gone. Let's never speak of this again. Mary Jane keeps fainting. We need to find her something to drink fast tomorrow. Dolores would really like something to eat. That'll be on the 30th. Dolores' health has not improved. Has to drink something. Very hungry. Dolores is fatigued. Timmy is hungry and needs extra blankets. Timmy got hurt. We can't leave Timmy without water for too long. Ted should drink something soon. Tomorrow. You know what, Mary Jane? Why don't you head out? Find something good. What goes around? Kitty, kitty. Okay. Okay. Mary Jane went outside. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Water to everybody. We almost forgot about this one time. We shared some water with a group of people dressed in lab coats. Out of the blue, they came back today and administered us some very healthy-looking shots. So they were real doctors after all, we think. Why is that so questionable in this case, though? I mean, it's like, hey, they're no longer sick. Dolores would really love to eat something. Tomorrow, Dolores was cured from her illness. Dolores is no longer thirsty. Tim is very hungry. Timmy is very hungry. Timmy was cured. Timmy was healed up. Timmy is no longer thirsty. Ted isn't thirsty anymore. Ted is hungry. Ted hungry. Ted need to eat. Tomorrow. What's that glowing in your pocket? Timmy. Oh no. Mutated ants. What the heck sometimes? I wonder about this game. Their terrifying little mandibles almost gave Dolores a heart attack. She wants them out, but Timmy says it's the beginning of an atomic ant farm. One of them has to have their way, but who? I'm going to say Dolores this time. Maybe next time I'll say Timmy, but... Kitty, kitty. And now Ted's sick. When am I going to get the chance to make a med kit out of this thing? Since that's a possibility. On the topic of Atomic Ant Farm, Dolores puts her foot down several times. She swatted and stomped fiercely with a look of glee on her face until all the insects were dealt with. Timmy was mortified. Looks like Sharkvok, or I don't even know how to pronounce it, snuck out and hunt out in the wasteland last night. This morning we found a dead, glowing rat on our doorstep. Blah, blah, blah. The cat seems pleased with his gift for us and quickly expressed its disappointment when we threw it far away from our home. Nothing good will probably come from touching dead radioactive rodents, though, so maybe we should just left it where we found it. Ted needs food, so does Dolores, and so does Timmy, and somehow Ted got sick. So food. So on the 32nd day, the cat is still a fresh addition to our little family. We need to keep an eye on it, and believe it or not, just today we noticed something else on its collar. It seems to be a metal plate with an address on it. And it's not far. Should we take a quick trip and see what's there? Sure. Okay, the knocking, like, really freaked me out. Like, I thought someone was actually knocking on the door of my little studio here. Sorry. Before we reached the end of our street, we were stopped by two men wearing dark coats and stylish hats. They rushed towards the cat to pick him up, saying they've been looking for him for a while now. Supposedly, the cat belongs to an old lady who's rather fond of it and misses the little guy dearly. We shrugged and went back to our shelter. The cat didn't seem to care, so why should we? Good thing we didn't get too attached to it, at least in the last few days. Ted is still sick, no longer hungry. Tomorrow for water. And, I can't do anything because I don't have an axe. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Yay, everybody gets water but Mary Jane. We apologize for not being able to help at this time. Maybe we can find an axe soon and join the fun. But right now, we have no way of helping these folks. Ted is sick and needs water. Dolores would like to eat something that will be on the 35th day and cannot survive without any water. And Tim needs to eat, but also needs water. At least I can give them all water today. Today we were visited by a strange doctor... by a strange-looking little man who introduced himself as a trader. No! I need those specific things so I can make a med kit. Despite his desperate attempts to sell us all kinds of things, useless and not, we turned down the man's offer. It's probably for the better. He didn't look quite He did look quite untrustworthy. Thirsty, or sick and isn't thirsty, but hungry. Needs to eat, but no longer thirsty. Needs to eat, but isn't thirsty. Don't have a map. Whoop-de-doo. Mary Jane, you're back. And so is the cat. We were sure we could find the location without a map. We were wrong. Hopefully, we'll get lucky next time. To our surprise, we found the cat back in our shelter this morning. We're not exactly sure why or how it came back. Is it our good care it appreciates, our kind hearts, optimism, or just our stockpile of soup cans? Only time will tell. Nothing made us happier than the sight of Mary Jane returning from the shelter, or to the shelter from the surface. We spotted the untouched store. We were about to reach it, and a terrible noise. Alien boogers. 2 cans of soup. And a flashlight. So let's see here. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Dolores needs food. Timmy should eat something. And Mary Jane is quite hungry. Well, Mary Jane, you're lucky that you actually get to eat today because you missed out on actually a water day too. Our last expedition brought news of a vehicle parked just down the street. It sure looked unique, but we never got close enough to get a good look. We're almost certain it's not a bandit trap. Perhaps we should send someone over to check it out. You know what? Let's send Ted for this one. Since he is sick anyway. Meow! Aha. Wait, it's a tank? Wait a minute. I've been watching someone play this game, and they got an ice cream truck. I'm sure you know who it is by just saying ice cream truck. But I got a tank. That's awesome. A shocking discovery. It was a rusty tank. It was a little crispy around the edges, and it was also missing wheels and some other crucial parts. But the seats were fairly comfortable. Wouldn't it be amazing just to drive away and leave this radioactive hell behind us? Yeah, that would be. Ted is hungry, keeps coughing, and to drink something on the 36th day. Mary Jane is quite hungry. Mary Jane seems sleepy all the time. She has no energy for anything. Timmy should eat something. And water and food for Dolores. So food for all except for Mary Jane, since I just fed her just recently. You know what? Okay, I am going to give her some food too, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, let's set up for an expedition too. Curiosity almost killed the cat. The cat found a tiny wire sticking out from the ceiling and pulled it out. Plaster and debris fell on our table, topped off with a big meowing fur ball. What is this thing anyway? Nobody remembers it being there before. The cat might get angry if we take away the wire, so maybe it's best to leave it be. Or should we examine that wire? I'm gonna say examine the wire. Maybe that's a good idea. Oh, wait. We grabbed the cable and followed it to a rusty old truck parked in our neighbor's driveway. Upon opening the door, we were confronted with 2 men wearing huge headphones who looked extremely surprised to see us. They wiretapped our shelter when we were asleep, and they were listening to everything we said. We gave them hell and marched back to our bunker. Ted is hungry, no illness, and water. Timmy's very hungry and also needs water. Mary Jane is no longer hungry and has rested, and Dolores will not survive without any water and has not eaten for a while. That is some bull, because I had just given them food yesterday. And you know what? Dolores, why don't you go out with the flashlight this time? During one of the insane episodes at around 3 o'clock last night, the cat ran face first into the wall, causing a loose brick to fall out. Behind it was a cigar box with some ammunition inside. Thanks whoever left it there. Dolores left with the equipment. Ted's stomach is rumbling. Really? Ted hasn't recovered from this illness yet. Timmy should eat something, and Mary Jane is fine and doesn't need anything. And I can't do that one, so I'm just going to skip over it. Okay, I really wish the whole knocking thing would stop. A two-headed cow, kind of like a Brahmin from Fallout. I've been playing Fallout 2, to be honest, so that's kind of neat. Timmy was even more miserable this morning after another sleepless night due to Ted's snoring. The bag was under his eyes. Speak for themselves. Ted is unwilling to comment, and he still won't even admit he snores. Okay, quit being so hungry, because I will feed you in 2 more days. The agents who are spying on us are now out at the door and want to explain themselves, should we hear them out. You know what? I'm going to. Day 39. Oh my, Timmy, your suspenders aren't looking too good. They were agents, real, live secret agents on a government mission. We saw their identity cards, briefly. They weren't listening in on us. It was the cat they were interested in. They made a request wanting us to aid them with some of their top secret mission in the future. If we do that, they promised they would extract us to a government safe house full of supplies and donuts. Hopefully they come back soon with more information. Ted is hungry and is still sick and will need water. Let's see, I did that the 36th, 37th, 38th, 39th. So that should mean the 40th as well for that as well. Can we spare some water? Mary Jane, hungry, and Tim needs rest. Okay. A gang of thugs started to bang on our door, ordering us to surrender and give up all of our supplies. How do we respond to these scumbags? Well, by shooting at them, of course. We were able to defend our home this time. What if they come back? That spare ammo we brought came in handy. Stomach is rumbling and is sick and could use a drink. Hungry and could use a drink and food and yep. Food for everybody and water for everybody. But we just ran out of water. Last night, the whole shelter was awoken by Ted screaming bloody murder. He was terrified, shouting something about tentacled radioactive mutants on top of his face. Turned out it was just Mary Jane stepping on his head in the dark. Ted took it very personally and demands medical care. We don't have a med kit because we keep refusing to actually... I knocked some things off of my desk. That's what you probably heard. But they keep refusing to give me the chance to make the stupid med kit. Ted and Mary Jane refused to apologize and move on. And instead went straight into a state of paranoia. He seems to think Mary Jane had it out for him, while Mary Jane claimed it was Ted's face that hit her foot, and not the other way around. Looks like both of them will sleep with one eye open tonight. I just gave you guys food. I'm not giving you guys anything more, and I can't do the stupid axe thing either. The knocking is still kind of creeping me out a little bit. It was fortunate, but we don't have any tools, and we can't just chop wood with our bare hands, no matter how determined we are. We had to refuse. So no one here is named Steve? Ted is hungry, so are the other two. But I can't... Using a high-tech setup involving paper cups and yards of string, the agents rang in our next top-secret mission that will surely land us in the VIP bunker very soon. They want us to go on one successful expedition and write down what we saw in the journal. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, right? Sure, let's send Timmy. Timmy, go get this. Timmy! Okay. Timmy went out to the wasteland. We didn't know what we'll do if he doesn't come back. He agreed to fulfill their request. They thanked us for doing our civic duty and promised to be back with more information soon. Ted is still hungry, but we can't do anything about that. Where's the water when Ted needs it? I can't do anything because I have no water. Mary Jane's diet could use some food and is something to get to drink. I would be doing that tomorrow if I had it anyway, but we don't have water anyway, so... Okay, map, bye-bye. No map. Okay. We were sure we could find the location without a map. We were wrong. Hopefully we'll get lucky next time. A pair of strangers, probably bandits, searched the remains of our house above. We overheard them talking. One of them mentioned they captured a woman whose description matched Dolores. We don't think they will let her go, and so she's gone. Ted's still sick and needs water, and water, but I don't... You see this? No water! Bandits are at the door. Let's use the gun again. Bang. And now the gun is no more. We were able to defend our home this time. What if they come back? Our trusty old rifle helped us fight, but now it's just a piece of junk. This is not good. Wait, I need a medkit to fix a medkit. So I can't just make a medkit out of that. Shoot. I just realized that 45 days into this. So, needs a drink of water and is hungry. Drink of water and hungry. Guess what? You're gonna get food! Ted and Mary Jane have been butting heads lately. Today, they got into an argument about movie characters. Specifically, who would win in an ultimate battle? Peter Pan or an army of mutated cockroaches? It's a tricky one for sure, but the debate is heated. Who will come out on top? I'm gonna say Mary Jane this time. Day 48? Why did we skip to day 48? Mary Jane objectively won the debate with the sheer volume of her voice. A few hours into the shouting, Ted was begging her to stop, complaining about a nauseating headache. Mary Jane was satisfied, Ted less so. The recon mission was risky business. We had to visit neighbors that were dicey even in the best of times. The area was full of mutated cats and dogs fighting each other in gangs, all of them armed to the teeth. We barely made it out of there alive, but the agents seemed to appreciate our efforts. Let's hope these missions are actually worth our bucket in just about due for, or our bucket is just about due for an upgrade, and we are expecting government shelter to have an excellent bathroom, maybe even a hot tub. Timmy would like to eat something. We can't ignore Timmy's injury. Too many days without water took their toll. Ted died of dehydration. Well, I didn't have water. How could I have given you water if I don't have it? When Mary Jane found out that she wasn't getting a single drop of water, she got furious. She stormed out into the wasteland, shouting over her shoulder that will regret this, and that she'll get her water one way or another. We were seriously terrified right now. Surviving the apocalypse is no easy task, we can tell you that much. We spent 48 days in our shelter. Okay. So, Fort Shelter, Ted died of dehydration, thirst drove Mary Jane away. But why did it skip to day 48? And Timmy was still alive. But, of course, when Ted dies... yeah. Successful expeditions, 3 out of 4. Well, I had a feeling that that was what was going to happen. That I was going to get some kind of you perished ending first. And I was right. But you know what? I'm not too upset because I found a tank. So hopefully the next episodes are going to be me trying to get parts for this. Because I've seen people try to get parts for the ice cream truck, but not for the tank. So you know what? I'm going to go for the tank.
Will he find the pieces to the tank? Will we ever get an ending where people survive? Will Ted ever finally get his daughter to stop playing the trombone? We'll find out next time on 60 Seconds with the Impression Whiz. But until next time, I will see you Thursday.